Hi, welcome to Sporting News' Eye on Major League Baseball, brought to you by Sony's new Xperia Ion smartphone. I'm Stephen Levine, sitting here with senior baseball editor for Sporting News, Chris Bahr. And Chris, we've had some pretty auspicious Major League debuts this year. Will Middlebrooks, who supplanted Kevin Youkilis, of course, Bryce Harper for the Nationals, Mike Trout, but a couple of more on the horizon. We've got Anthony Rizzo coming up for the Cubs and Trevor Bauer coming up for the Diamondbacks. Let's start with Bauer because there's probably a little less pressure on him than on Rizzo. What does he stand to bring to the Diamondbacks that they need?
He's a power pitcher in the minors. He's had more than a strikeout per inning all year. He's coming into a rotation now that's middle of the pack in the majors, lower half of in the NL. But it's got a couple studs. It's got Ian Kennedy. It's got Daniel Hudson. And it actually has another good rookie, Wade Miley, who's actually been their best pitcher with 9 wins and a 2.19 ERA. So he's coming into a situation with less pressure. He's coming into a situation where the team's hot now. The team's a defending division champion. Anything they get from him, is good, but I think they're looking for him to step in and make just a Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, Middlebrooks kind of impression right away.
Do you think he can do that? Can he make that sort of an impression?
I think he can, because he's not going to have the pressure on him. He's going to be the third, fourth guy in that rotation, and whatever he gives him, great. But I think he's ready. He's showed in the minors that he's mowing down hitters. He's been unhittable in the minors, close to unhittable in the minors. So he's going to have to adjust like every pitcher will when they first come up, but I think he's got the confidence, he's got the stuff. I mean, a year ago he was drafted from the first round. He's already up.
Yeah, so, third pick overall.
Yeah, so he's shown he can do it.
Yeah, you contrast him with Anthony Rizzo, who might have a little bit more pressure on him. Of course, Rizzo was called up by the Padres last year, did not really turn many heads, but he's been lighting it up in AAA ball, and he's going to start for the Cubs tonight.
He is, and the thing with Rizzo is he was the golden boy of Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer. Of course, they drafted him with the Red Sox in 2007. He was traded to the Padres for Anthony Gonzalez in that deal because Jed Hoyer at the time moved on to be the Padres GM. So now Theo and Jed are both together in Chicago, and this is the guy that they've really pinned the hopes of the franchise on. They waited with him patiently because, like you said, he had a rough go in his first outing last year. They've waited. They've done their due diligence on him. They want to make sure he's ready. They're a team, obviously, that needs a little spark. They're
in the bottom of the National League Central.
They're buried in last place. They need somebody to come up and get the fans excited, and the fans have wanted this for a while. They're going to get it. So I don't know if he's going to be Mike Trout. I don't know if he's going to be Bryce Harper, but he's going to be something for that team, and they need something to, at least get the fans interested in the second half.
So pressure on Rizzo because he already blew his first chance. Pressure on the front office because this is their guy. This could be their signature move. But when he didn't meet expectations for the Padres, was it just too soon?
I think it was too soon, and I think he was a guy who would never experience failure. Obviously as a high-round pick, as a guy who was, always said, this guy's got talent, this guy's a can't-miss prospect. And the trade from Boston to San Diego, I'm certain was a little bit, of a shock. He gets called up to a team that isn't playing that well. It's a spacious park. It's not a hitter's park at all. And I think all that combined probably, played on him a little bit and weighed him down. But he's in Wrigley Field now. The ball's going to start flying out there in the summer. He's got, Brian LaHair, who's a good power hitter, moving to the outfield to make room for Rizzo. But he's got him for protection in the lineup. We'll see what he does. The Cubs fans have their fingers crossed, not just for this year, but for about the next 10.
Over 162 games in AAA, he hit .337 with 49 homers and 52 doubles. So
not bad.
So not bad at all. Well, that's been Eye on MLB, brought to you by the new Sony Xperia Ion smartphone. That's Chris Bahr. I'm Stephen Levine. Thanks for watching.